Welcome back to the UMass DAX Introduction to R video series.
In our previous session, we saw how we can actually access a post template, and we also saw how we can save that post template following a particular naming convention. Why do we need a naming convention? Because it is extremely important that whenever we are sending or submitting our assignments or projects or homeworks, right? Our instructor should be able to figure out who is sending the project, who's submitting it, and which project is it or which homework is it. And that is why it is very critical to follow the naming convention each time. All right. In this session, we will discuss how we can edit this template, or how we can, do some kind of an analysis, or how we can import a data set, and then finally render it into a report format. Now, the very first thing is that we have saved our file with the naming convention as first name, last name, underscore homework1.qmd. Or if it is an assignment one, you can write assignment one. Or if it is project one, you can write project one. Okay. And when you go to this Git section over here, you will see that this file has been saved in the posts folder. Okay. It is already reflecting over here, which is very good. Now, the very first thing that we do is we need to edit the title of the project. Now say, you're trying to do some kind of analysis with a trade data set, right? So I can just write international trade linkages. Okay, that's the name of the project. I'm just taking a name of the project arbitrarily over here. Then the author. So you need to put your name. I will put my name over here, the first name space the last name, and then description. Now this description is very, very important because this description follows the title, which basically describes in very crisp language what is the project all about, right? So I will just write, analyzing trade of copper, right? That's it. So this is giving an idea that, okay, fine, this project is based on analyzing the international trade of copper across the globe. That's it. Then we need to put the date. So here I'm putting the month first, which is 08 August slash it is 02. No, today is August 4th. So I will just change it to 4/2022. Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay. Then the format. Now I want to render the report into an HTML format. While you can do it in PDF, Word, any format that you choose, you can do that. And then there are certain subsections under HTML, whether you want to have a table of contents, which is TOC, so you give it as true, whether you want to do the code folding, which means whether you want to show the codes or not, or whether you want to make a drop down for the code. So if people are interested, they can just click and then they are able to see the code, all those things. And then finally, we come down to categories. Under categories, you can mention whether it is homework one, assignment one, project one, right? Or it is a weekly challenge. If you want, you can put your name over here as well. You can put the name of the data set. Like here, I will be using a Comtrade data set. Okay. So I'll put the name of the data set as Comtrade. And any packages, if we are using, we can put their names also. Like here, I'm just trying to say I'll be using a package called ggplot2 for visualizations. All right. Now, once this is done, what we can do is that we can add a code chunk over here and import a data set. Now you will see in this particular post template, for your assistance, there are certain instructions also out here to follow on how to create a post. All right. However, in your later follow on posts, you can remove all this. It is not required. Okay. So let me show you how you can add a code chunk over here. So to add a code chunk, you just need to select Control Alternate I from your keyboard. All right. Once that is done, then we will put some codes over here to import the Comtrade dataset. So I have already created the code over here. I'm importing a data library called readr, because from that we can use the function read_CSV, and I have given the path where the Comtrade dataset is saved. Okay, and then we are trying to view it also. So if I execute this code chunk, we will be able to import the dataset into RStudio environment, and we will be able to see the dataset as well. So here you will see that the data set has been imported. All right. And then finally you can analyze this and further your project. You can build visualizations. You can do any type of analysis that you wish to do. Once all your analysis is done, then you want to prepare it into a report format. And to prepare it into a report format, we need to select this function out here called render. Okay, the shortcut to render is Control plus Shift plus K, which you can use from your keyboard, or you can just click on render over here, right? The moment render starts working, you know, it will start creating this whole post template into a report format. Okay, and at the same time you will see in the Git file over here, in the Git window over here, there are certain files that are getting populated. Okay, so once the whole report is prepared, then there would be certain files that would be left over in the Git window. All right, so it is doing its job right now. It is still trying to prepare and render the report. And once the report has been rendered, right, we will be able to see it in the viewer section out here in the third window. All right, so we'll just wait for it to give us a view of the report in the viewer section. All right, it's almost done. So now we will see the report out here into an HTML format. It takes some time to render it. Now here we can see that, you know, it has been rendered. If you want to see it into a new window altogether, you can come here and you can select on this option which says show in a new window. So look at this. Now here you will see the name of the project, who is the author, the date it was published. Okay. Of course, I did not remove the instructions and everything, so it is still around, right? Now here is the code which I use to import the data set to our environment. Okay. And here is the code which I use to see the data set. All right. So this has been done. Now what we need to do is we need to actually push this to GitHub so that our instructor can be informed by GitHub that a participant has submitted the assignment or homework, right? And we will do that in the next session. Thank you.
That concludes the lesson for this video. Be sure to pause here and make sure that you can complete this checklist. If you have any trouble, please reach out to the DAX Tutoring Ambassadors. We'll see you in the next video.